Good morning, one and all again. In this lecture number 12, part 2, we are going to the better understanding to the concept of Shannon-Fano coding algorithm. So, we take an example for a better understanding. But before going to the example, we recall what are the steps to be followed. So, first step, list the source symbol or message in order to decreasing probability. Second, partition of the set symbols into two sets that are close to being equiprobable as possible. Then, third step, assign 0 to each message in upper set and 1 to each message in a lower set. Continue this process each time. Partition the set with as nearly equal probability as possible until further partition if not possible. So we can better understanding take an example. Let us consider an example. Here a source symbol given table consists of message M1, M2 up to M8 with their probabilities. We can see here the probabilities 1 by 2, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 16, 1 by 16, 1 by 32, 1 by 32. So first step. So in this example, we can find out the first is the average code word length and second is your efficiency of the code by using Shannon-Fano coding algorithm. So according to the step, we are going first step. The given messages are source symbols into order decreasing probability. So we can write here 1 by 2, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, then here 1 by 16, M4 probability of M4 message is 1 by 16, again M5 is M by 16, M7 the probability is 1 by 32 and probability of M8 message is 1 by 32. Now consider the column 1. According to second step, partition the set of symbol into two sets that are close to being equiprobable as possible. So consider column first. So we can divide this probability into two groups or two sets. So M1 is the first group and Mn to M8 means M8 to Mn to M8 means other messages, second group. Okay, so this is a first set, this is a second set, we can say that, and we can take a partition here. Assign third step, assign 0 to each message in upper set and 1 to each message in lower set. So this is an upper set, we can see this is upper set, this is a lower set. So we can assign the probability 0, each message assign 0 symbol or code to the upper set and 1 for the lower set. So we can assign code 0 for upper set in each symbol and lower set each symbol we assign 1. Okay. Similarly, we can move to further. Fourth step. Continue this process each time partition a set with nearly equal probabilities. We can again check there is no possibility with this. If we take this, there is no possibility. So we can take combination M1 and M2. There is no possibility. So we can stop here. Okay. Now we can check M2 and M3 is a one set in column 2, second step. So we can consider M2 and M3 are one set, and remaining M4 to this M8, this is a second set. So this is a set 1, this is set 2 is upper set, and this is, we can take a partition here. If we calculate the probability of these two symbols M2 and M3 are equal with the probabilities of M5 M4 to the M8. So we can assign 0 probability, 0 code for the upper set of each message, and one symbol we can take here partition, remember, and this is a lower set. We can consider a one symbol or one code to lower set, assign a one symbol to each lower set message. In third, we can see here again there is a possibility M2 and M3. So we can divide M2 and M3. Again there is a two set. So this is a possibility, equal probabilities. So in third step again we can repeat. So we can divide a partition. So we assign 0 symbol for the upper set. This is upper set and this is lower set. We have to take a partition in third step. We can take two sets M2 and M3 in third step. Again we can assign 1. Again we can see M4 and M5 take one set here. M4 and M5 take one message set, and M6, M7 and M8 are another set. So we can take a partition here. If we calculate the probabilities, M4 and M16 are equal to the M6 to M8. So we can assign, this is an upper set, this is an lower set, second set. So we can assign 0 code to each message in upper set and 1 for lower set. Now we move repeating this step again and again, but here not possible. We can stop here. Okay. Again we check this and this. So this is not possible. We can stop here. Now we consider this M4 and M5. Okay, so we can take a M4 and M5. So these are the equal probabilities, two set M5 and M6. So we can assign 0 and we can take a partition here and 1. Assign 1. Similarly, if you observe, M6 is a one set, M7 and M8 are two second set. So this is first and this is second set. So we can assign, take a partition here and we assign M6 symbol, which is upper set, 0 code. M7 and M8 are the second set, which is the lower set. We assign 1. Okay. Then we can check this further. The furthest partition is not possible. We can stop here. We can stop here and we can stop here. Now consider M7 and M8 are the two sets which have equal probabilities. So we can M7 is one upper set of symbol and M8 is another set which is a lower set. So we can upper set we assign 0 and lower set we assign 1. So in this way we can done the coding here. Now we can write down the codes. So the probability of message is 1/2 having the code 0. The probability of M2 message having probability is 1/8 having code 100. So similarly for third message 101, fourth message that is probability 1/16 that is 100. Then M5 1101 11110, this is for M6. Then M7 that is 4 times 1 1 2 3 4 5, 4 times 1 and 50 is a 0, and 5 times 1 1 1 1 1. This is a binary code for M8. So number of bits per code word. So how many number of bits per code word? Here is a 1, here is a 3 3 4 4 4 5 5. Now in this question we are calculate the average code word length. Average code word length. Okay. So what is the formula? That is denoted by capital L. So L is equal to summation k equal to 1 m is equal to 8. So pk into lk, where lk is the length of the individual message bit, pk is the probability of individual message bit. So we can write down average code word length is equal to summation k equal to 1 into 8 pk into lk. So we can write down, so probability of first symbol 1/2 and the length here is, this is the length. Okay, so this is, we can say this is lk. Okay, so this is 1/2. Then again probability 1/8 into 3, 1/8 into 3, then 1/16 into 4, 1/16 into 4, 1/16. These are 3 times. Then probability of 7 symbol 1/32 into 5. Again the probability of 1/32 length of 8 symbol is 5. When we calculate the whole calculations, we get the average code word length, that is capital L, is equal to 2.1325 bits per message. Bits per message, that is a unit, average code word length. Then calculate the entropy. Okay, so entropy is nothing but the, how to calculate, summation k equal to 1 m pk into log to the base 2 1 upon pk, and we can say summation k equal to 1 m equal to 8 here, pk into log to the base 2 1 upon pk. So we can write down the probability, calculate the entropy. So 1/2 log to the base 2 1 upon 1/2 plus 1 upon 8 log to the base 2 1 upon 1/8, 1 upon 8 log to the base 2 1 upon 8 log to the base 1 by 16 log to the base 2 1 upon 1 by 16. Okay, similarly for symbol 5, symbol 6, the probability 1 by 16 log to the base 2 1 upon 1 by 16. Similarly so here 1 by 16. Okay, so this is the probability. No, it is 1 by 8. Okay, so this is for M4 M5 and this is the probability information to be calculated average 1 by 6 log 2 1 upon 1 by 16. Similarly for M7 1 by 32 log to the base 2 1 by 1 upon 32 plus. Okay, so we can take 1 upon 16 1 upon 32 log to the base 2 1 upon 1 by 32. If we calculate the whole equation entropy which is to be come out is 2.3125 bit per message. So this is an average information. Then we calculate the second term, that is code efficiency. Code efficiency of that 8 symbols. So that is defined by eta is equal to entropy divided by average information divided by average code word length. So average information 2.3125 divided by average code word length, that is also 2.3125. So coding efficiency is equal to 100% is 1, or we can say the coding efficiency is also defined in terms of percentage. So this is the coding efficiency of your 8 symbols, so that is 100%. So Shannon-Fano algorithm, we can say that it is a 100% efficiency represent a source encoder. That is the requirement whenever how the source encoder will be efficient. So in this lecture we have defined the explanation what are the steps for to follow Shannon-Fano coding algorithm. So we can stop here. Thank you.